You were not born to be average. You were not sent into this world to blend in with the background noise of mediocrity. You carry within you the spark of giants, the same fire that drove Edison to light the world, the same hunger that pushed Carnegie from rags to riches, the same vision that made Walt Disney turn a sketch mouse into an empire of imagination. And yet, every time you say, "I can't," that fire dims. Every excuse you feed your mind is like pouring water over a flame that was meant to burn through every limitation. Your excuses aren't just words, they're slow, silent assassins. Killers of momentum. Murderers of destiny. You don't lose your future in a single moment of failure. You lose it inch by inch, excuse by excuse, hesitation by hesitation. I don't have time. I wasn't born with talent. It's not the right moment. I'm too old. I'm too young. I don't feel ready. Excuses are seductive. They wrap themselves around your pride and whisper, "It's okay, stay where it's safe." But safety is a lie. Comfort is the cage. And every time you choose the excuse over the effort, you're not staying the same, you're dying slowly. Success isn't taken by the strongest or the smartest, it's claimed by those who refuse to accept their own excuses. Mindset. Mindset is the gatekeeper of everything that matters. You can have the tools, the plan, the vision, and the potential, but if your mindset is diseased with doubt, infected with excuses, none of it will matter. The most powerful force in the universe isn't gravity, or time, or even money. It's belief. Because belief is the engine of action. Belief is what makes the impossible bow to those who refuse to quit. Henry Ford once said, "Whether you think you can or think you can't, you're right." But this isn't just a clever quote, it's a law of life. Ford was laughed at when he said he'd build a car for the masses. They mocked him when he insisted on the V8 engine. But Ford didn't care about noise. He didn't feed excuses. He fed faith. And still, with all your ambition, all your drive, all your plans, never forget this: gratitude is not weakness. It is power. In a world built on comparison, noise, and endless distraction, gratitude brings you back to center. It grounds your storm. It sharpens your vision. It reminds you that you are not owed anything, and yet, you've already been given everything. You woke up today. You still have breath. You still have time. You still have a chance. People are chasing billions, but can't find peace. They're building empires, but still feel empty. Why? Because without gratitude, success is just achievement without fulfillment. A hollow crown worn by a tired king. Gratitude doesn't mean settling. It means you honor what you have while reaching for what you can become. Every legend, every single one, had to learn this truth: perspective is a choice. Abraham Lincoln, in the pit of a divided nation, never stopped being thankful for the power of words. He wrote, he spoke, he led. Not because his world was easy, but because he believed in something greater. And so must you. Your journey may be chaotic, your path may be steep, but if you can find one thing, just one thing, to be thankful for, you will have enough fuel to move forward. Gratitude is the flame that makes struggle sacred. It is the mindset that takes pain and says, "Even this is working for me." And that is a warrior's heart. And that's the truth: what you feed grows. Feed your fear, and you'll grow timid. Feed your doubt, and your dreams will shrink. Feed your excuses, and they'll devour your future. But feed your belief, and the world will bend to match your vision. You must train your mind like a soldier, not a servant. A soldier of purpose doesn't flinch when things get hard. A soldier of belief doesn't wait for conditions to be perfect, because they never are. You will never have the perfect moment. You will never feel 100% ready. But you don't need more time. You need more courage. A life without vision is a ship without a compass, adrift, vulnerable, waiting for the storm to decide your fate. You cannot reach what you cannot see. You need a clear, burning vision, not a vague hope. A vision that wakes you up in the morning and keeps you up at night. A vision that scares you and excites you in equal measure. A vision that makes your current reality feel like a prison. Napoleon Hill called it definiteness of purpose, the unwavering focus on one great objective. Every person who's ever rewritten history was possessed by a singular clarity. Martin Luther King didn't say, "I have a vague goal." He said, "I have a dream." A crystal clear vision, bold and beautiful enough to mobilize millions. What is your dream? When life tests you, and it won't ask if you're talented. It won't care if you're ready. It won't wait for your confidence to show up. It will just hit. And in those moments, you will learn who you really are. This is where excuses get exposed. This is where resilience is born. Not when the sun is shining, but when everything you've built is under fire, and you keep showing up. When Thomas Edison's lab burned to the ground, with years of inventions reduced to ash, do you know what he said? He didn't cry. He didn't complain. He said, "Thank God all our mistakes were burned up. Now we can start again." That is resilience. Not a feeling. A decision. A refusal to be broken. You must develop the grit to smile in the face of setbacks, to rise when logic says stay down, to believe when even your closest allies have stopped believing in you. Resilience is the art of getting up faster than life can knock you down. You think your dream is worth it? Then prove it. Keep going when it stops being romantic. Keep going when no one claps. Keep going when the results are invisible and the silence is deafening. Because every step you take while bleeding, every inch you crawl when your legs give out, becomes proof to the universe that you're serious. And let me tell you this, the universe does not ignore those who refuse to quit. You want to kill your excuses? Move. Don't wait. Don't hesitate. Don't overthink. Just take the first step, and then the next. Because motion is the weapon that murders fear. The brain loves safety. It's built to protect, not to pioneer. That's why your excuses feel so loud before you begin. They're the brain's alarm system. But here's the truth they never told you: the moment you start acting, the noise quiets. The fog lifts. And the path begins to form beneath your feet. Progress doesn't come from perfect plans. It comes from imperfect action. Think of Thomas Edison, 10,000 failed attempts to create the light bulb. 10,000 failures. Can you even imagine the excuses he could have made? The voice is saying, "It's not possible, you're wasting time, you're not smart enough." But Edison had a belief that burned louder than the noise. He once said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." That mindset is what separates legends from the lost. Action is the cure to doubt. Action is the antidote to fear. Action is the scalpel that carves the future out of the unknown. Don't wait for clarity. Create it. Don't wait for permission. You are the permission. Don't wait for motivation. Let your action become the trigger. This world will not reward your intentions. It will only reward your execution. If you've forgotten what that fire feels like, go back to the pain. Go back to the moment when they told you that you'd never make it. Go back to the memory of being overlooked, underpaid, underestimated. Remember how it felt. Then decide, never again. Purpose is born the moment you say, "I will not die this way. I will not waste this life. I will not become another excuse-riddled corpse buried with regret." You want to feel alive? Chase purpose. You want to rise beyond the noise? Burn with desire. Because purpose destroys procrastination. Purpose silences the inner critic. And purpose transforms a man into a force of nature. Desire is the spark. Discipline is the engine. Desire starts the fire, but discipline keeps it burning day after day, when motivation fades, when the applause stops, when no one's watching and everything in you screams to rest. Discipline is doing what must be done, especially when you don't feel like doing it. It's showing up to the battlefield of your own mind every single morning, armed with commitment, not convenience. Muhammad Ali once said, "I hated every minute of training, but I said, don't quit." Suffer now and live the rest of your life as a champion. The road to success is never straight. It twists. It breaks. It forces you to pivot, to adapt, to become someone new, again and again. And if you are not willing to evolve, your dream will outgrow you. You were not built to stay the same. The strongest species isn't the fastest or the biggest, it's the most adaptable. The same rule applies to success. Those who survive, shift. Those who rise, reinvent. Those who win, evolve without apology. Every setback you face is not punishment, it's a prompt: will you bend, or will you break? J.K. Rowling wrote the first Harry Potter book as a broke, single mother on welfare. She was rejected again and again by publishers who said no one would read her story. But she refused to stay stuck. She adapted. She rewrote. She persisted. And she redefined an entire generation. That's what it takes. You must be willing to abandon the version of you that isn't working. The identity built on limitation. The habits built on fear. The patterns that protect your comfort but poison your growth. Excuses cling to the past. Growth demands reinvention. Your goals will change you, or your excuses will. And here's the truth no one wants to hear: you will have to let parts of you die. The part that procrastinates. The part that waits for validation. The part that plays small to keep others comfortable. Let it all go. Because the version of you who reaches the summit isn't the one who started the climb.
สวัสดีครับทุกคนยินดีต้อนรับเข้าสู่ช่อง Gift Garage วันนี้เราจะพาทุกคนไปทำความรู้จักกับรถยนต์ซีดานอีกรุ่นหนึ่งที่ถือว่าเป็นคู่แข่งสำคัญในตลาดเมืองไทยมาอย่างยาวนานและครองใจผู้ใช้หลากหลายวัยนั่นก็คือ Honda City ครับ Honda City เป็นรถยนต์ซีดานขนาดเล็กที่หลายคนคุ้นเคยกันดีด้วยภาพลักษณ์ที่ดูทันสมัยขับดีประหยัดน้ำมันและยังให้เทคโนโลยีมาอย่างครบครันเหมาะทั้งกับคนที่เพิ่งเริ่มต้นมีรถคันแรกและคนที่ต้องการรถขนาดกระทัดรัดแต่คุณภาพเกินตัวถ้าเรามองจากภายนอก Honda City รุ่นล่าสุดมาพร้อมกับดีไซน์ที่ดูโฉบเฉี่ยวมากขึ้นไฟหน้าแบบเลดพร้อมไฟเดย์ไลท์เส้นสายตัวทั้งดูปราดเปรียวและทันสมัยมีความสปอร์ตมากกว่าเดิมอย่างชัดเจนกระจังหน้าดีไซน์ใหม่ที่ดูเรียบหรูทำให้หน้ารถดูแพงขึ้นมากแม้จะเป็นรถในระดับราคาไม่เกินล้านบาทแต่ภาพลักษณ์นั้นดูดีเกินราคาในส่วนของขุมพลัง Honda City มาพร้อมกับเครื่องยนต์ขนาด1.0 ลิตรเทอร์โบ VTEC ที่หลายคนอาจสงสัยว่าเล็กไปไหมแต่ความจริงแล้วมันให้แรงม้าได้ถึง122แรงม้าและแรงบิดที่ตอบสนองไวมากด้วยเทคโนโลยีเทอร์โบทำให้การขับขี่สนุกไม่อืดไม่หน่วงและยังประหยัดน้ำมันด้วยอัตราสิ้นเปลืองอยู่ที่ประมาณ 20-23 กิโลเมตรต่อลิตรถือว่าประหยัดมากเมื่อเทียบกับสมรรถนะที่ได้เกียร์ CVT ที่จับคู่มากับเครื่องยนต์นั้นก็ตอบสนองได้ลื่นไหลเปลี่ยนเกียร์เนียนขับในเมืองก็ไม่กระตุกขับทางไกลก็ไหลลื่นไม่มีเสียงเครื่องดังรบกวนมากนักนอกจากนี้ยังมีโหมด S สำหรับคนที่ชอบขับแบบเร้าใจมากขึ้นภายในห้องโดยสารของ Honda City ถือว่าเหนือระดับกว่าคู่แข่งหลายรุ่นในคลาสเดียวกันวัสดุที่ใช้ดูดีมีคุณภาพแผงคอนโซลน่าดูหรูเบาะนั่งกว้างนั่งสบายโดยเฉพาะเบาะหลังที่มีพื้นที่วางขากว้างมากเมื่อเทียบกับรถในระดับเดียวกันทำให้ Honda City เป็นรถที่เหมาะกับครอบครัวเล็กๆหรือคนที่ต้องการรถนั่งสบายสำหรับการเดินทางไกลหน้าจอสัมผัสขนาด 8 นิ้วรองรับ Apple CarPlay และ Android Auto มีระบบควบคุมเครื่องเสียงบนพวงมาลัยช่องชาร์จ USB พร้อมใช้งานรวมถึงระบบปรับอากาศอัตโนมัติที่ใช้งานง่ายและเย็นเร็วด้านความปลอดภัย Honda City ก็จะเต็มไม่แพ้ใครมีถุงลมนิรภัย 4-6 จุดระบบเบรก ABS EBD ระบบควบคุมการทรงตัว VSA กล้องมองหลังและระบบช่วยออกตัวบนทางลาดชันรวมถึงโครงสร้างตัวถังแบบ G-Con ที่ช่วยดูดซับแรงกระแทกหากเกิดอุบัติเหตุอีกหนึ่งจุดแข็งของ Honda คือบริการหลังการขายที่เชื่อถือได้ศูนย์บริการมีอยู่ทั่วประเทศอะไหล่หาง่ายราคาซ่อมบำรุงไม่แพงมากแถมยังมีโปรแกรมการรับประกันที่ครอบคลุมทำให้ผู้ใช้สบายใจได้ในระยะยาวถ้าใครชอบแต่งรถ Honda City ก็มีของเล่นเยอะพอสมควรตั้งแต่ล้อแม็กสเกิร์ตสปอยเลอร์จนถึงชุดแต่งแท้จากศูนย์ที่สามารถติดตั้งได้โดยไม่หมดประกันและช่วยเพิ่มความสปอร์ตให้กับรถได้อย่างดีเมื่อเทียบกับคู่แข่งอย่าง Toyota Vios Mazda 2 หรือ Nissan Almera แล้ว Honda City ก็ยังคงเป็นตัวเลือกที่โดดเด่นด้วยเครื่องยนต์เทอร์โบสมรรถนะที่ดีเกินคาดและภาพลักษณ์ที่ดูแพงทั้งยังเหมาะกับทั้งคนวัยทำงานและครอบครัวเล็กๆที่ต้องการรถใช้งานที่ครบเครื่องถ้าคุณกำลังมองหารถซีดานที่ขับสนุกประหยัดน้ำมันภายในกว้างขวางและดูดีทุกมุมมอง Honda City คือหนึ่ง ในคำตอบที่คุณไม่ควรมองข้าม ขอบคุณทุกคนที่รับชมจนจบนะครับอย่าลืมกดไลค์กดแชร์และกดติดตามกิชิฟการาจเพื่ออัปเดตรีวิวรถยนต์รุ่นใหม่ๆจากพวกเราครับแล้วเจอกันในคลิปหน้าสวัสดีครับ
If your vision isn't strong enough to pull you through resistance, it's not a vision, it's a wish. And wishes die in the wind. But vision becomes the blueprint of destiny. So write it down. Speak it. Feel it. Obsess over it. Let it become your obsession. Not someday, now. Because clarity kills excuses. When you know where you're going, it's easier to spot the distractions. When you know your why, the how starts to reveal itself. Don't let this life pass you by in a fog. Don't settle for drifting. Don't die with your potential still locked inside you. You are not here to react, you are here to create. You are the architect of your future. And it starts with a clear design. That's the difference. Champions don't wait to feel ready. They act despite emotion. They lead themselves when nobody else will. And while most people are still making excuses, they've already lapped them 10 times over with relentless action. You think greatness is sexy? It isn't. It's early mornings. It's late nights. It's saying no to short-term comfort for long-term domination. It's trading entertainment for elevation. Discipline is not a trait you're born with, it's a muscle you build. And every time you override your excuses, you strengthen it. The moment you stop negotiating with your feelings, you take back your power. That's what self-mastery means, owning your mind, your time, your habits. Not becoming perfect, but becoming precise. Intentional. Ruthless with your standards. Because your future doesn't care about your feelings. Your dream won't chase you back. And every time you skip what matters, the clock keeps ticking. One day, you will beg for the time you wasted. One day, you'll wish you could return to this exact moment, with all its chaos and all its opportunity. And when that day comes, you'll either thank your discipline, or regret your excuses. You will never out-earn your personal development. You will never outgrow your mindset. And you will never outrun the lessons life is begging you to learn. Your excuses scream, I already know enough. Your potential whispers, stay humble. Learn faster. Every failure, every rejection, every delay is feedback. It's not a wall, it's a mirror. A chance to evolve. A demand to sharpen your edge. The truly unstoppable aren't just hard workers. They're obsessive learners. They devour books. They ask questions. They reflect. They fail forward. Napoleon Hill studied 500 of the most successful people of his time, not to copy them, but to understand their thinking. That's the real secret. It's not their tools. It's not their contacts. It's how they think in the dark. How they adapt. How they learn faster than they fall. Warren Buffett still reads 5 to 6 hours a day. Kobe Bryant studied game tape after midnight. Elon Musk taught himself rocket science. Excuses say, I don't have time. Excellence says, I'll make time. Success leaves clues, but only the student sees them. Stop waiting to be taught. Hunt wisdom. Make learning part of your identity. Turn discomfort into curiosity. Turn failure into feedback. Become the kind of person who doesn't just want growth, they demand it. And then, apply it. Because knowing changes nothing. Only execution rewires destiny. You can think. You can plan. You can dream. But until you move, you are just a theorist. Execution is the gap between where you are and where you could be. Not motivation. Not strategy. Execution. Every single day, your excuses are fighting for your inaction. But every single day, you get to decide, do I make progress, or do I make stories? You will never feel like it consistently. But discipline doesn't need your feelings, it needs your loyalty. The world rewards the doers. The relentless. The silent assassins of procrastination who don't post about it, they live it. Don't just build a to-do list. Build a legacy. While others are still talking about their plans, you need to be executing them into existence. Move fast. Move flawed. Move fiercely. Speed matters, not because time is short, but because excuses multiply in stillness. The longer you wait, the louder they grow. The longer you stall, the more comfortable mediocrity becomes. Crush one excuse today. Then another tomorrow. Then build a habit of domination. Eventually, your excuses will fear you. Eventually, your old identity will fade. And the world will only know the version of you who does. You will never out-earn your personal development. You will never outgrow your mindset. And you will never outrun the lessons life is begging you to learn. Your excuses scream, "I already know enough." Your potential whispers, "Stay humble." Learn faster. Every failure, every rejection, every delay is feedback. It's not a wall, it's a mirror. A chance to evolve. A demand to sharpen your edge. The truly unstoppable aren't just hard workers. They're obsessive learners. They devour books. They ask questions. They reflect. They fail forward. Napoleon Hill studied 500 of the most successful people of his time, not to copy them, but to understand their thinking. That's the real secret. It's not their tools. It's not their contacts. It's how they think in the dark. How they adapt. How they learn faster than they fall. Warren Buffett still reads 5 to 6 hours a day. Kobe Bryant studied game tape after midnight. Elon Musk taught himself rocket science. Excuses say, "I don't have time." Excellence says, "I'll make time." Success leaves clues, but only the student sees them. Stop waiting to be taught. Hunt wisdom. Make learning part of your identity. Turn discomfort into curiosity. Turn failure into feedback. Become the kind of person who doesn't just want growth, they demand it. And then, apply it. Because knowing changes nothing. Only execution rewires destiny. You can think. You can plan. You can dream. But until you move, you are just a theorist. Execution is the gap between where you are and where you could be. Not motivation. Not strategy. Execution. Every single day, your excuses are fighting for your inaction. But every single day, you get to decide, do I make progress, or do I make stories? You will never feel like it consistently. But discipline doesn't need your feelings, it needs your loyalty. The world rewards the doers. The relentless. The silent assassins of procrastination who don't post about it, they live it. Don't just build a to-do list. Build a legacy. While others are still talking about their plans, you need to be executing them into existence. Move fast. Move flawed. Move fiercely. Speed matters, not because time is short, but because excuses multiply in stillness. The longer you wait, the louder they grow. The longer you stall, the more comfortable mediocrity becomes. Crush one excuse today. Then another tomorrow. Then build a habit of domination. Eventually, your excuses will fear you. Eventually, your old identity will fade. And the world will only know the version of you who does. Purpose isn't something you find. It's something you ignite. It doesn't arrive with a whisper, it roars to life the moment you stop asking for permission and start demanding results from yourself. You were not created to be confused, scattered, or lost. You were created to burn with intent. And that fire inside you? That's your purpose trying to break free from the prison of your excuses. Every man or woman who built a legacy, who rose from dust to dominance, had one common trait, a burning desire. Not a soft preference. Not a casual interest. A fire so fierce that no obstacle could snuff it out. Hill said, "Desire backed by faith knows no such word as impossible." Andrew Carnegie, the steel titan, didn't build his empire because he had the best materials, he built it because he had the clearest why. Oprah Winfrey didn't rise from trauma to triumph because she had better luck, she rose because she had purpose, forged in pain, driven by vision. Your purpose is your internal fuel source. But here's the truth, you don't find your purpose when life is comfortable. You find it in the fire. In the moments when everything in you wants to quit, and something deeper whispers, keep going. In the mirror, not as you are, but as you could be. The champion version. The disciplined version. The version that never blames, never delays, never waits. That version of you is not a fantasy. It is real. It is waiting. But it requires something first. The death of your excuses. Kill the lie that you're too late. Kill the lie that you're not good enough. Kill the lie that someone else is better, luckier, smarter, more deserving. The graveyard is full of people who waited. People who made plans but never moved. People who had the dream, the talent, the fire, but fed their excuses until it devoured them. Don't be one of them. Not you. Not now. Not with this breath in your lungs and this light in your eyes. The clock is still ticking. Your dream is still waiting. And you are still alive. So rise. Burn the excuses. Break the limits. Become the force that your future self won't just thank. They'll worship. Because the life you crave isn't in the next idea, or book, or plan. It's in the version of you who stopped making excuses and started making history. Now go. Own it. Build it. Be it. Your future is still alive. But only if you are willing to kill the excuses that are killing it.